to say something about this webinar.
Yeah. Of course, as you all know, Asya is recording already. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. Thank you, Asya, for coordinating the whole seminar. And you really deserve a lot of praise because even though she is not able to present, at least she is able to coordinate. Extremely thankful to Reena madam because she is also coming up with one new sort of web competition, and she will announce that in the end. And another very important thing is that the students are enthusiastically have participated and are giving such variety of talks on such variety of topics. I'm including me and I mean me and Reena madam both are really very happy. Our principal sir, maybe he is listening or maybe he will join us soon. And many teachers also, I have already forwarded everything to them, the password and email ID. So hopefully they will see. Since this is a recording, they can avail the opportunity even afterwards. We expect you to present your paper in the 5 minutes limit and see to it. We have 7 presenters, and after the presentation, Reena madam will continue with question answer session and a vote of thanks. So let us start with our seminar. The first presenter is Niharika Thakur. She will present her paper
Okay.
on importance of yoga, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Will you start your reading your paper?
Yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. This is Niharika Thakur. I'm going to present a paper on importance of yoga. So, as it is said that yoga has originated from Hinduism and is being
Oh,
practiced today
yeah.
in the world, people have learned about the qualities of yoga and accepted it as exercise and meditation. Originally, yoga is not only a form of exercise, but it is an ancient knowledge of living in a healthy, happy, and peaceful way. It helps in attaining inner peace and spiritual knowledge. Importance of yoga. People generally think that yoga is a form of exercise that involves walking parts of the body, but yoga is the art of living life through the mental, spiritual, and physical path. It helps in achieving stability and attention in the consciousness of the inner self. It helps in learning about mind, emotion, and physical needs and how to think more about how to cope with life's challenges. Regular practice of yoga brings positive changes in the body, including strong muscles, flexibility, patience, and good health. Yoga is important because by practicing yoga, one can gain benefits at internal pace. Yoga helps in achieving inner peace and fighting against stress and other problems. Yoga enhances the level of peace in one person and helps to increase their self confidence and make them happy. The other one is health. A healthy person can work more than an unhealthy one. Life is very tense nowadays, and the main reason for many health problems is pollution. Just 10 to 20 minutes of yoga can help our health to be in a good way every day. Activism. Being active means you are more aware of things happening around you and you can accomplish your work more efficiently and quickly. Flexibility. People are suffering from various types of pain nowadays. They face difficulties in doing their daily chores. Regular practice of yoga helps relieve all these types of pain. Increase in blood flow. Yoga helps make your heart healthy and it works more efficiently by increasing blood flow in your body and veins. It helps keep your body oxygen rich. Focusing power. Yoga helps to calm and relax your body, which means stress is low and you can concentrate on your work. The conclusion, it can be said that yoga is a miracle, and if it's done, then it will guide you throughout your life. 20 to 30 minutes per day of yoga can change your life forever by promoting the balance between your physical, mental, and spiritual health. The last, I want to quote it. Yoga is not about touching your toes, it is what you learn on the way down. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. In the end, we will keep the questions. And
Yes.
now we ask Shahnaz to present her paper. Hello, Shahnaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you're there, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please present your paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shahnaz, and I'm going to present my paper on the topic Natural Philosophers. It is a set of beliefs that tries to explain the meaning of life or gives rules about how to behave, which we know as philosophy. It's natural that you would have a
Hello.
different feeling. Hello?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
audible?
yeah.
It's natural that you have a different feeling while studying different philosophers about whom we would discuss. Philosophy was started when some people who were common, like us, raised certain questions in their small way, which were relevant to philosophy. But to know how a thing is possible was the attitude of these thinkers, and a basic foundation was formed for metaphysicians for the years to come. Some of them are as follows, like Thales, Anaximander, and Anaximenes. They were first school of philosophy in pre-Socratic times. Thales want to say that everything is made out of water. Maybe he lived on an island where he had observed seawater transferring into different forms, like gaseous, fluid, and solid, under different circumstances. Since his views are naturalistic, they were being supported by many philosophers. Also, his thoughts exerted powerful influence on the minds of his successors, but cannot throw light on nature of relation, of finite to infinite. Second philosopher Anaximander, philosophical principle states that world is a boundless something from which all will return again. He had no other option but to call the absolute as negative, that is infinite, because the world is finite and filled with opposites. Third philosopher, Anaximenes. Anaximenes succeeded Anaximander and says that air is ultimate reality. Only difference between them is air being substituted by water, because he find air is able to represent infinite better than any other element within the world. Air has the power to engender all that was, that is, and shall be. Finally, a review of the Ionic philosophers about whom we have studied above is that their main aim was to work out of the implications of philosophical point of view. This is the reason why pre-Socratic philosophers were also called natural philosophers, since they used elements of nature in their philosophy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, Sajida, please present your paper.
Okay. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Reena madam, can you hear? Reena madam?
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes,
Fine.
yes. Very. You're clearly audible. Audible.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Sajida, you can start.
So, yeah, my topic is absolute obedience. Is a basically it's a dialogue and argument between the like great philosopher Socrates and his good friend Crito. So, and this is a dialogue written by a great philosopher Plato, who is also the disciple of Socrates. So, in this argument, Socrates responds Crito with reason and put forward the significance of morality, how crucial it is for him as a philosopher. So, this argument is initiated by Crito by explaining him the value of friendship. He says, "What people will think that I didn't even try to save you from this prison. and he says that you should escape this prison because your life is more valuable. So to this, the sophist answer, the Socrates answers that I am guided by reason, not by public opinion. So one must never do morally wrong act. And living in a city implies an agreement with the laws of the city. Escaping from jail is breaking an agreement. Thus, escaping is morally wrong. With these, the Crito put forward a second question by explaining the value of his life. He says, I do not think what you are doing is right to give up your life when you can save it. Then to this again the Socrates says that okay, I would like to take the consent of Athenians, who are the Athenians, the people of living in the Athens. If majority of them agrees me to escape the prison, I will surely make an attempt. But then, if not, I will abstain or basically refrain from it. Then the Crito put forward a practical question as explaining him the family obligations. He says, what about your wife? She'll become a widow, and your son,
Yeah.
they will be orphan.
Yeah.
So to this, so the Socrates says that he explains Crito with the practical consequences of the escape. He says, Acha, if I escape from the prison, my friends and family will be exiled. And above that, I will be also called as a subverted of laws. And then, yeah, so my children will be like, my children who are raised in exile will be deprived of all the laws in the city. With this, the argument comes to an end, and I got to know that in Western philosophy or this Greek philosophy, how moral and reason plays an important role. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Yeah, it was a wonderful paper. And now we ask Pooja Waghela to present her paper. Yeah. Pooja,
आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ आ रही है.
हाँ आ रही है ना, आ रही है पूजा. मैं जैनिज्म फिलोसफी पे बोलना चाहती हूँ.
हाँ जरूर.
पहले मैं कुछ जनरल नॉलेज, बेसिक नॉलेज देना चाहती हूँ.
जरूर.
एक सत्यम बहुत विद्यम, मतलब एक सत्य को लोग, स्कॉलर लोग जो भी अपने तरीके से अलग अलग वे से एक ही सत्य को प्रकट करते हैं. और हमारे इंडियन में दो फिलोसफी है, दो स्कूल है, एक ऑर्थोडॉक्स है और एक हेटेरोडॉक्स. ऑर्थोडॉक्स मतलब जो वेदांत पे, उपनिषद पे बिलीव करते हैं, और जो हेटेरोडॉक्स मतलब जो नहीं बिलीव करते हैं, जिसमें आते हैं जैनिज्म, चरखवा और बुद्धिज्म. जैनिज्म बहुत ही प्राचीन मेरा पेज गायब हो गया. मैम जरा 5 मिनट वेट.
5 मिनट का ही टॉक है बेटा, तो आपने जो लिख के भेजा है ना वही पढ़ना है आपको.
मैं वही पेज तो ढूंढ रही हूँ.
या
मिल गया.
हाँ,
मैंने टॉपिक इसलिए लिया है कि जैनिज्म अभी बीच में महावीर जी की जयंती थी 6 अप्रैल, इसलिए मैंने टॉपिक लिया. और मुझे जैनिज्म के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता था. जब उनका तब मुझे लगा कि मुझे जैनिज्म पे बोलना चाहिए, इसलिए मैंने ये टॉपिक चुना है, जैनिज्म.
राइट.
हाँ, जैनिज्म महावीर और जो 24 तीर्थंकर थे, उसमें जैनिज्म में 24 तीर्थंकर थे, उसमें से महावीर एकदम लास्ट तीर्थंकर थे. 599 बीसी में आए थे, ईसा के पूर्व आए थे, और ईसा के 527 ईसा के पूर्व डेड हो चुकी थी. मतलब लिबरेशन प्राप्त किया था उन्होंने. और उन्होंने वो एक रॉयल थे, रॉयल फैमिली में, क्षत्रिय फैमिली में से बिलोंगेड थे. और उन्होंने गौतम बुद्ध ने जैसे त्याग किया, उन्होंने भी वैसे ही त्याग किया. और उन्होंने सत्य पे और हिंसा नहीं करना चाहिए, ये सब पे ज्यादा भार दिया है. जैसे जीव की हत्या ना करो, और जीव की हत्या ना करो. और हाँ, इनके 3 फेथ है. KFC मतलब फेथ नॉलेज, सॉरी राइट नॉलेज, हाँ,
Right knowledge. Right
right
knowledge.
knowledge, correct, very
Right faith.
right में बहुत सारा चीज है.
सम्यक ज्ञान, सम्यक दर्शन, सम्यक हेलो
Yes, knowledge, right faith,
बोल
right,
पूजा.
ये तीनों महत्व है. अगर ये तीनों नहीं होंगे तो हमारे जीवन में हमें पता नहीं चलेगा कि क्या सही है और क्या है. तो ये तीनों को साथ में रहना चाहिए, 3 गुण को. और 5 रूप से मतलब प्रतिज्ञा जो हम लेते हैं, जैनिज्म में लेनी पड़ती है, वो है अहिंसा. पहला है अहिंसा, दूसरा
बराबर.
दूसरा सत्य, असत्य, अपरिग्रह और ब्रह्मचारी. इनके अंदर असत्य मतलब
नहीं, अस्तेय. अस्तेय.
अस्त्य अस्त्य मतलब झूठ नहीं बोलना है, नॉन स्टीलिंग. हाँ,
वो सत्य. वो सत्य.
हाँ, फिर नॉट हैविंग ग्रीड टू टॉक व्हाट इज अ गिवन.
Right.
सत्य मतलब सत्य बोलना है, किसी को झूठ के प्रति प्रेरित नहीं करना है और अपने जीवन में भी सत्य के भाव से जीवन जीना है. और अपिग्रह, कोई लगाव नहीं रहना चाहिए. सिर्फ मटेरियल सस्टेन जितना है हमारे भगवान ने दिया उसी से ही हमें निर्वाह करना है. और ब्रह्मचार्य, जो ब्रह्मचार्य होते हैं उनसे सेक्सुअल जो भी हो हमारे काम वासना में रखनी चाहिए. वो किसी के साथ, हमारे स्त्री के साथ या फिर पुरुष के साथ कोई संबंध नहीं रहना चाहिए.
पूजा सुनाई नहीं दे रहा, वाइंड अप करो अदरवाइज.
तेरा अभी और मैम.
Wind up.
ओके मैम.
Okay.
ओके मैम. ओके
ठीक है.
मैम.
अच्छा अच्छा.
वाइंड अप
किया.
कर बच्चा. कंक्लूजन बोल.
कंक्लूजन बोलो.
हाँ, कंक्लूजन ये है कि मैम
कंक्लूजन बोल.
जैनिज्म फिलोसफी में कंक्लूजन
अच्छा है पूजा, बोलो.
हाँ मैम, जैनिज्म फिलोसफी कंक्लूजन आपसे ही इधर था. कंक्लूजन ये है, मतलब मैं मेरे टाइप से मैं कंक्लूजन बोलती हूँ, वो मुझे नहीं समझेगा. मतलब जैनिज्म फिलोसफी मतलब मुझे भी अच्छी लगी है फिलोसफी, क्योंकि उसमें ना अहिंसा को ज्यादा प्रभाव देते, मतलब ज्यादा कुछ ऐसा कुछ असत्य जो हमारी जीवन में काम है वैसी है. मोक्ष, लिबरेशन प्राप्त करना इजी वे, भले तपस्या करना है, भले खुद से टॉर्चर करना है, पर दूसरों को तो नहीं करना है ना. ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि कर्म हम उसमें बिलीव है, कर्म करो. कर्म बहुत ही महत्व है, जो भगवत गीता जो हमारे हिंदुज्म फिलोसफी में भी कहते हैं कि कर्म इज इम्पोर्टेंट. तो वो हमारे जीवन में बहुत ही महत्व होता है. तो मुझे ये फिलोसफी इसलिए पसंद है क्योंकि कर्म पे बेस है, और हमारे कर्म हमें पता भी चलते हैं कभी कभी. कोई मतलब हम क्या करते हैं, हमारे एक्शन हमें पता चलती है कभी कभी. नहीं, मैंने बुरा क्या अच्छा क्या, ये सब तो बेस है. हमें जानना चाहिए क्या है एग्जैक्टली ये वर्ल्ड, और क्या है इसके एक वर्ल्ड है. ओके मैम.
थैंक यू. थोड़े क्वेश्चंस हैं इसमें, वो लास्ट में हम डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है.
ओके मैम.
ओके. नेक्स्ट वी हैव
मैम.
हाँ
मैम, अगर ये कॉन्फ्रेंस बंद हो जाता है, क्योंकि हम लोग को फ्री सेशन हम लोग यूज कर रहे हैं ना, तो 40 मिनट्स ही मिलता है हमें, तो अगर बंद हो गया तो फिर वापस आप
चलेगा.
लोग ज्वाइन कर लेना. ठीक है.
हाँ, नो प्रॉब्लम. अभी नेक्स्ट स्पीकर है ऋषभ. ऋषभ का माइक्रोफोन बंद है.
एक सेकंड.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, आ गया वो.
Am I
Can you
audible?
present your paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Please do it.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Rishabh Dubey, and my paper presents Plato's theory of tripartite soul. Plato 427. Ma'am, am I
Yeah, audible. Yeah, audible. Yeah, speak.
Plato was an Athenian philosopher during the classical period in ancient Greece. Since Plato was disciple of Socrates, he followed Socratic philosophy. Thus, Plato's philosophy is based on Socratic epistemology. Plato is idealistic. He believed in idealism, whereas Aristotle believed in realism. But according to Plato, he believed that anything which is real in the world, it is idea. Plato is idealistic. He believed in idealism, whereas Aristotle believed in realism. according to Plato, he believed that anything which is real in the world, it is idea. I would like to note that as per Plato, idea is the base for reason, and because of reason, knowledge is possible. In short, knowledge should be based on reason. Plato's doctrine of ideas. Plato believed in objectivity of truth. In other words, Plato's theory of ideas speaks about objectivity of thought, objectivity of knowledge or thought. Both has its own objective existence. Here, objective means the reason behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Platonic idea learning is the development of ideas buried deep in the soul. Each soul existed before birth with the form of good and a perfect knowledge of ideas. Thus, when an idea is learned, it is actually just recalled. Knowledge is subjective, which is certain, and merely true opinion is objective, which is not certain. I would like to distinguish between objective opinion and knowledge. Opinion is objective, whereas knowledge is subjective. Opinion is not certain, knowledge is certain. Opinion is derived from the shifting world of sensations, whereas the knowledge is derived from the world of timeless forms or essence. Essence means mahatvapurna visheshta, which is important. According to Plato, ideas have different characteristics, such as ideas has substance, ideas are universal, ideas are unity, ideas are rational, ideas are thought of, ideas are unchangeable and imperishable, ideas are essence of things, ideas are outside space and time, and all of that, each idea in its own way is an absolute perfection. Now, soul. What is a soul? Soul is the inner part of a person containing his or her deepest thought of feeling. We have different pronunciation of soul, like we call psyche in Greek, meaning soul, animas in Latin, meaning soul, atma in Hindi, meaning soul, ruh in Arabic, meaning soul. All of these are same meaning. That is the spiritual part of a person containing the belief to continue to exist after the body is dead. Plato's theory of tripartite soul, appetitive part, the spiritual part, and the rational part. These three parts also corresponds to the three classes of just society. Individual justice is done when there is a balance between these three parts. I would like to give an example of the Mauryan Empire. For example, Chandragupta Maurya, Chanakya and the people, where Chanakya plays the role of rational part, Chandragupta Maurya plays the role of spiritual part, and the people of the kingdom plays the role of appetitive part, which is the vital role of the kingdom. These three parts of soul responds to various class. For example, for such thing, rational soul responds to the guardian class, spirited soul responds to the auxiliary, that is the secondary class, and the appetitive soul responds to the workers class. I would like society and all three parts of our soul are working in harmony, then justice will be done to the society and to oneself respectively. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And the last paper, if I'm not wrong, in the row is Pooja from TY class on philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Pooja, तुम्हाला ऐकायला येतं? Pooja, Reena, just coordinate, Reena madam.
Hello, Pooja. Pooja, can you hear?
Bhavna also. I'm
able
so
to?
sorry.
पूजा
Yeah.
ऐकायला येतंय तुला? पूजा,
मैम पूजा
हेलो पूजा, पूजा तू आहे? हाँ बोल.
पूजा दिख नहीं रही है वैसे तो पार्टिसिपेंट.
Because she had come,
नहीं दिख रही है.
I had seen her.
हाँ वो
अच्छा,
आई
अभी
थी,
आप
2
भावना-
बार आई थी लेकिन कनेक्ट नहीं की पूरा, बाद में चले गए.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
at least
okay.
we start with Bhavna,
Okay.
eagerly waiting, of course. Quite lengthy paper, but she will keep it short, I know.
मैम 2
Okay.
minutes and 47 seconds are remaining. So in case अगर बीच में बंद हो गया, so we'll connect again.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay,
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name
good
is
afternoon.
Bhavna Acharya.
Yes,
Am I audible?
yes.
So, my topic of the research paper is CSR practices, that is corporate social responsibility practices, its evolution and importance. Due to limitations, I have compiled the secondary information from different online sources and a cross-sectional study has been performed. My purpose of the study is to explore the various definitions and descriptions of CSR, elaborate upon development of CSR in India, and to study its deployment, that is current CSR practices in India. So, introduction. In the current scenario, CSR goes beyond the old philanthropy of the part donating money to the good cause at the end of financial year. In fact, it has become throughout year responsibility. As in the words of Saurabh Sanyal, Executive Director of PhD Chamber of Commerce, price and uniqueness. The brand name depends not only on quality, price, and uniqueness, but how cumulatively they interact with companies' workforce, community, and environment. The need of the study is CSR can no more be called as charity, but a responsibility of the corporate world towards their society and the environment who are in minority but own the majority of wealth in the world. The CSR law, as updated in 2014, Apple, came into force and it mandates companies subject to the provisions of the Act to invest 2% of their net profit in CSR projects. There are no standard guidelines, but companies are following GRI guidelines, and therefore there is a need to study the various practices prevailing. If we talk about the origin of CSR in India, the concept of corporate social responsibility is very old in India. Mahatma Gandhi's logic of trusteeship is like CSR of modern world. Companies like Tata and Birla have been soaking up the case for social grade in their operations for quite a long time, well before CSR became famous cause. This explains why nearly 66% of the equity of Tata Sons, the Tata Group's promoter organization, is held by philanthropic trusts, which have created large group of national establishments in